The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on Live at 4, a case of measles has been found right here in Macomb. Stay tuned and we'll tell you how. And potholes have been forming around town. We'll tell you what the city is planning to do about it and how you can stay safe and possibly benefit. And we experienced more snow this week. Could there be more to come? Find out all that and more now.
You're watching NEWS3 Live at 4 with Jay Jacobs, Shanae Glasgow, sports with Mitchell Winkleman, and weather with our team of meteorology students. Live at 4 starts now.
And winter weather seems to be here to stay. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Jay Jacobs.
And I'm Shanae Glasgow. The cold temperatures are making a mess of local roads. And with the temperatures still below zero and no warmer weather in sight, expect your drive around Macomb to be a little bumpy. Many of us know what it's like to hit a pothole with your car. And right now in Macomb, they're everywhere. Potholes occur when water gets trapped underneath the ground, freezing then expanding, causing the pavement to break apart, leaving small, if not giant, holes. Mayor Mike Inman says that since we are continuing to experience cold and then warm weather, that the city has a temporary fix.
Until ambient air temperature gets up around 40 degrees, our total patcher system, which is an emulsified oil-based aggregate called gravel, that's the most effective way of dealing with them.
And the streets around Macomb are a mess.
Oh my goodness, yes. They're really crazy.
They're ridiculous.
You feel like an earthquake's going on or something because of how huge these are.
Some Western students weren't so lucky after encountering a street crater.
Mom was here this weekend and she caused $600 worth of damage to her car.
Part of the bumper came off.
With so many potholes around town, Inman says that the community can help eliminate accidents and serious damages to one's vehicle by being extra cautious.
And you know what looks like could be a small little dip in the road, maybe take their very best defensive driving skills and either yield to oncoming traffic so they can go around it and miss it.
And hopefully with spring just around the corner, warmer weather is soon to be on its way.
Will be, as soon as it gets above freezing again, these crews will be out, bang, bang, bang.
And the city of Macomb is doing its best with the temperatures we are facing to patch those potholes. And speaking of freezing temperatures, don't put away your boots just yet. We might just see a lot of snow this weekend. NEWS3's Dana Zimmer is here with your first look at weather. Dana, can we expect colder temperatures throughout the evening?
You know, we most certainly can. Temperatures have not been on the rise much at all today, and that's because of this cold front here that passed through our area during the early morning hours. Now with this cold front brought a lot colder temperatures than we saw yesterday, but it also brought some clearing skies. Don't let that deceive you though, because we only are sitting at 11 degrees right now in Macomb, with winds from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. As for tonight, some clear skies, but with that snow-covered ground, we're really going to see the surface cool off. We have a low of 2 tonight, and wind chills as low as -10. But stay tuned because we have some snow in our forecast. And are there any signs of spring in the near future? Find out here in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Dana. 3 WIU students earned community recognition for their bravery. Alexander Flisk, Daniel Cummin, and John Ganta received the Citizens of Appreciation Award Wednesday morning during the Macomb police briefing. On February 7th, the 3 were walking home around 2 a.m. when they saw 23-year-old Audrey Gibson in the fetal position, incoherent, shivering, and shoeless on the 100 block of East Adams Street. The 3 picked up Gibson and carried her to the nearest gas station. The store clerk then immediately dialed 911. Gibson suffered major frostbite on both of her feet and is currently being treated. Macomb Police Chief Kurt Barker said the young men undoubtedly saved Gibson's life with their swift thinking. And an important update from the Medina County Health Department. A case of measles has been confirmed in Macomb. The health department is continuing its investigation and urges all citizens to be cautious. Measles is a widely eradicated disease due to early vaccination. However, small children are still at risk. Those that think they might be experiencing symptoms such as coughing, high fever, runny nose, a body rash should contact the Medina County Health Department immediately at 309-837-9951. And students that receive financial aid should file their FAFSA as soon as possible. As of 10:59 tonight, students will no longer be able to qualify for the Monetary Award Program. MAP grant funding can be awarded to students that complete their primary FAFSA. The FAFSA application must be received by 10:59 tonight, and students should have received an email with the link, or you can just go to FAFSA.gov to start the application.
And there is a new Copper Chef in town. Chef Lawrence of the Corbin Olson Dining Hall was crowned Copper Chef this week, equipped with 2 assistants and 3 mystery ingredients, which included dragon fruit, Twinkies, and baby back ribs. 2 of the top chefs on campus battled it out for the coveted copper tray.
And the WIU Quad Cities campus is getting some great news. The Quad Cities Manufacturing Laboratory has been named a partner institution as part of a 5-year agreement with the United States Department of Defense. The QCML is capable of manufacturing lightweight metals such as titanium for arraignment systems. Last year, WIU's first 2 engineering graduates participated in research at QCML.
And with the Winter Olympics finished, we've seen our fair share of unusual sports from all over the world.
NEWS3's Victoria Hansen introduces us to a sport that you may not know about here in Macomb. Victoria, tell us about Macomb's very own roller derby team.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a lot different than I expected, but I thought roller derby was a boxing match between 2 women on skates, but it turns out I had a lot to learn.
Every Sunday and Monday night, the Outskirts Fun Center, formerly known as Skateland, has a group of women take over the rink, the Bombshell Roller Derby team.
The owner of Rockin' Records, Kathy Jersey, and a colleague of hers started the team. They used to skate for DRDC in Quincy, and the drive just got to be too much, and they started a team out here.
Roller derby consists of different bouts, which are like games or matches, and the team with the most points wins. A team receives a point when their point scorer, the jammer, passes a member of the other team, resulting in all of the contact.
It is dangerous.
It is dangerous. Although it may be dangerous, roller derby has become a popular sport.
The Bombshell Roller Derby team is just over a year old, and 30 women have joined. They're getting ready for their first bout of the season March 1st against the Nemo Vikings from Kirksville, Missouri.
So if you would like to see more of the Bombshells, their bout is March 1st at 7 p.m. and costs $10 or $8 for students.
The Bombshells have open practice for women who are interested in joining their team before every veteran practice every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m.
If you're missing out on Mardi Gras in New Orleans, here at WIU, the Student Recreation Center is holding their annual Midnight Mardi Gras tomorrow night at 9 p.m. There will be lots of prize giveaways, followed by a balloon drop at 11:45 p.m. The event is free to the students and pre-registration is not required.
Spring break is on the way, which means it's about that time to start planning for your classes for the fall semester. The Council of Academic Advisors would like to remind students to go ahead and set up your appointments early in order to get registered on time. Pre-registration starts April 1st.
Each week we bring you a closer look at local animals that need a home. Today we're introducing you to Rosie.
Rosie returns to be the pet of the week again. She was a bit of a fixer-upper last time because of her eye. The shelter recently found a tumor on it, but they had it immediately removed.
This week's pet of the week again is Rosie. She is now adoptable. She just recently got her eye fixed. They took her tumor out, so she's all set to go and all prettied up.
Rosie was dropped off at the shelter on January 15th of this year. She is a 6-year-old boxer mix with white and brown spots and is about 62 pounds. Rosie is a very spirited dog and is known for being very well behaved. The McDonough County Animal Shelter is a part of the McDonough County Humane Society, which offers resources like obedience training for your newly adopted animal. Like their page on Facebook to find out the latest animals needing a home. The shelter is located on 101 East Tower Road. They're open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to noon on Saturdays. And remember, it's not just dogs that are available for adoption, but cats too. Tune in next week to find out the next pet waiting for adoption. In Macomb, I'm Franny Smith, News 3.
Coming up on Tuesday, tune in for our next segment of Pet of the Week. News 3 anchor Franny Smith visits each week to bring our community a closer look at local animals that need a home. We'll have that story here on Live at 4 next Tuesday.
Up next on Live at 4, News 3 takes a look at the origin of Black History Month.
And a television show comes to life in the Chicagoland area. We'll tell you more after the break.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
As Black History Month comes to a close, some might wonder when and why it started in the first place.
News 3's Chris Lovingood takes you into the history of Black History Month.
As February comes to a close tomorrow, so does the yearly recognition of Black History Month. Names like Thurgood Marshall, George Washington Carver, and Martin Luther King Jr. are almost guaranteed to be heard during February. But when exactly did Black History Month begin?
African American History Month actually started in 1926 by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. He proposed the week of the 12th through the 14th as the first week. And he chose that particular week because it was the birthday of Abraham Lincoln and the birthday of Frederick Douglass. And after a while, it was expanded to a month.
Since Black History Month first started, things have gotten better for African Americans. Segregation in schools is no longer legal, segregated restaurants and facilities do not exist, and equal rights have been attained. Although many still face the economic glass ceiling, things are better for Black Americans than in years past. But Dr. Brooks still questions this.
Driving back on campus, I did see 2 Confederate flags in Bayless. And with that, with all the stuff coupled with all the stuff that's going on at the University of Mississippi, with the news on the James Meredith statue, you know, I posed the question, are we better?
Brooks mentions that Booker T. Washington and W.E.B.D. Du Bois are his choices of the 2 most influential people to be recognized. But despite the advancements they made for Black Americans, some still think others are not appreciative of them.
I feel like now it's just, you know, in the media showcase a little bit, but I don't think anyone really understands the importance of those people.
My opinion, I feel like it's just like looked upon only around this month. A lot of people don't acknowledge like Martin Luther King or Rosa Parks any other time of the year.
From owning property to being able to sit down at the front of the bus, strides have been made in what African Americans are able to do, even become president. In Macomb, I'm Chris Lovingood, News 3.
Starting March 1st, National Women's History Month begins. Chris will bring you another story relating to the history behind it in the weeks to come.
Attorney General Eric Holder was hospitalized Thursday after experiencing faintness and shortness of breath. 63-year-old Holder experienced symptoms during a staff meeting, and FBI security called an ambulance. The hospitalization was completely precautionary. On the ride to the hospital, Holder joked with the medical staff and remained conscious the entire time. Holder is home and safe at this moment.
And police in suburban Chicago are investigating an apparent murder-suicide. Police say a 36-year-old man was responsible for fatally shooting his 5-year-old nephew and both of his parents early Wednesday morning in Oak Lawn, Illinois. An off-duty fire official responding to the incident witnessed a man later identified as John Conta Jr. fatally shot himself with a shotgun as the house went up in flames. Police believe the 3 victims were shot before the house was set ablaze. An autopsy was set for later today. And a case of life imitating art. This Chicago man busted for meth had on a t-shirt reinforcing the hit TV show Breaking Bad. 21-year-old Daniel Kawasaki appears in his mugshot wearing a shirt with the words Los Polos Hermanos. That is the name of the fictional restaurant used as a front by a meth dealer on the show. Authorities arrested Kawasaki Monday after finding the makings of a meth lab in his home. According to the Chicago Tribune, he was already on electric monitoring after being arrested last summer for the same thing.
So a tiger walks into the bar. No, seriously. A bar outside of Chicago got quite the surprise earlier this week. Resident John Basil was reported walking his tiger through downtown Lockport around 7:30 p.m. Sunday night. Basil is the owner of a Big Run Wolf Ranch, which is a wildlife reservation that houses several different animals, including wolves, bears, and yes, a tiger. Police say they spotted John inside of Uncle Richie's bar along with his tiger. John faces misdemeanor charges of disorderly conduct, reckless conduct, and possession of a dangerous animal.
And wicked weather is here again.
Dana Zimmer will have a look at the weekend's weather in our full forecast.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
So what you want to do is, have you already enrolled? You're doing fine. What did that just do? Select the drop-down menu again. Wait. So you're already enrolled. Example here, so don't panic. You're ready to make your payments. Submit. There it is. Oh my God! I really can't believe it. That's awesome. Good for you.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size.
We know what you told us.
There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat. Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
Currently in Macomb, we have some clear skies, but however, it is just very cold out there. Sitting at 11 degrees right now with winds from the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the almanac. Today we reached a high of 11 and expect a low of 2 tonight. But the normal, look at that, normal temperature for this time of year of 43 degrees. That's more than a 30-degree difference for this time of year. And a minimum of 25. Take a look at our record, a high of 72 in 1976 and a low of -7 in 1934. Now we're not very far off from that low, so that's just a glimpse of how serious these temperatures are. Let's take a look at the regional temperatures. Chicago, high of 9, as well as Moline. Springfield, 18. Much of these temperatures are just below the freezing rate. However, until you reach the southernmost tip of Illinois down here and then southern Missouri, we start to break away from the freezing point. Looking at our national temperatures, we're not the only ones experiencing these cold temperatures. Over on the East Coast, Boston, 28. Washington, 42. Working our way down south, Orlando, a high of 86. And over to the southwest, Phoenix is feeling all that heat right now, high of 75, and Los Angeles 66. Now, not only is the north or the west experiencing some warmer temperatures, but they're also getting a lot of much needed rain that they were expecting weeks ago because they've been going through a drought lately. But why this is important is because all this rain is going to make its way into our area through the weekend, and we're going to see some in the form of snow due to all these cold temperatures we have. But as of right now, pretty calm out there, clear skies, but just very cold as we have some cold air advection coming in from the north. For Friday's surface, the low is going to be sitting just above northern Minnesota, but we're going to see this some cloudy skies throughout the day, and it's going to continue to get cloudy, and then as this warm front passes through our area over here, we're going to see this coming into our area as the form of snow. And as for Saturday, this low is going to come into our area, and we're going to see snow as of Saturday afternoon. As for tonight, like I said, low of 2, clear skies, wind chills at -10. And for tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 28, and that's because those south winds are going to bring in some of that warmth. But we're going to see snowfall on tomorrow afternoon. And as for Saturday, 70% chance, high of 22. Sunday, only high of 16, that snow is going to stick around. And then as for Monday, only a high of 15, and Tuesday, clearing skies, high of 17.
Man, that is not looking too good.
No. Yeah, spring is not on the way.
I don't want more snow.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of wonder if the groundhog saw a shadow, you know?
Nope.
As long as it stops by July, right?
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully.
Speaking of things, what's going on in sports, Mitch?
Oh, well, Bulls last night, once again, going pretty good. Coming up in sports, the Bulls were back at it last night in Chicago against Golden State. Also coming up, a crazy finish in college sports last night. Find out next. You don't want to miss it in sports.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
The Bulls were back at home last night, taking on one of the best in the West, the Golden State Warriors. Here are the highlights from last night's game at the UC. Here's Tom Thibodeau getting ready before the game, a smile on his face. And Tony Snell's going to take it to the lane, but he's going to give it to the wide open Mike Dunleavy. 3, count all 3 of those for Mike Dunleavy. And the final score, the Bulls are going to win 103-83. They improved to 31-26. Warriors 35-23. Taj Gibson had 21, Butler with 16, and Seth Curry only with 5 points. With the win last night, the Bulls improved their record to, and the WIU men's, why is it prompted? The WIU men's With the win last night, the Bulls improved their record to 31-26, still fourth in the West, and travel to Dallas to take on the Mavericks tomorrow night at 7. The WIU men's basketball team concludes their regular season this week, hosting IPFW tonight and IUPUI Saturday, both games scheduled for 7 p.m. The men will then travel to Sioux Falls March 8th in the Summit League tournament. The Macomb Bombers boys basketball team defeated Knoxville 58-40 in the regional semifinals last night. DJ Williams and Blake Louderman each had 16 points. The Bombers will play against its rival Monmouth Roseville Titans tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the regional championship. After almost a 3-week break, the Blackhawks are back tonight in New York, taking on the Rangers at 6 p.m. In 2 days, the Blackhawks will bring their talents right down the street to Soldier Field and host the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Stadium Series game. Puck drop is set for 7 p.m. Temperatures expected to be around 0 degrees at puck drop. Take a look at some of these pictures of the NHL ice crew working on the ice yesterday, finishing up. There's a sky view up in the upper level, them fixing the blue line right there. A few more pictures of them in the center ice. That looks beautiful. The Stadium Series paint, and working some more on the red circle. And taking a look at this one, finishing up the ice. A total of 50 ice crew members did that ice, and took them a couple days to do. And with the wild finish last night in Lafayette, Indiana, Purdue against the visiting Wolverines, let's take a look at the final play with 3 seconds left. The inbound to Glenn Robinson III. He's going to throw up a prayer at the baseline, and it is going to be in, and the Wolverines are going to defeat the Purdue Boilermakers 77-76. As look at the face on the Purdue Boilermakers head coach, not happy. Michigan comes out with a big win. That was sports, guys. Little nice day of sports.
And I heard something about the softball game.
Yeah, the softball tournament, WIU, is canceled this weekend. A lot of snow, a lot of rain, a lot of frigid temperatures, as we heard Dana say. That is canceled. And the Cubs are losing 5-2 in their first spring training game.
All right, thank you, Mitch. Appreciate it.
Do your part to help WIU win scholarship funds. We'll have more details on that when we come back.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Where do you think you're going?
Is your body holding you back?
I want to go running. Not with that knee, you're not. I'm fine. Negative.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age.
With that shoulder, you're going to pick up that truck. Really?
Keeping you from working, playing, or just plain moving.
Let's not pick her up. What do you say?
Yet a lot of people who live with pain fight back.
Use your head. Save your back. My bride, my rules.
And regain their lives.
You gotta be kidding me.
Whoa. I'm going running. I'm going running.
I got to see this. Go on, pick it up.
Fight for your mobility. Find your own inspiration at anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Come on. I'll take it from here.
And the Leathernecks are now in the Elite 8 of the NCAA Sixth Fan competition. We are still in the race with a chance to win $100,000 in scholarships.
You can vote on www.ncaa.com or simply #6thFan, then #WILL on Twitter or Facebook.
And that's all we have for today's newscast. For Mitchell Winkleman, I'm Jay Jacobs.
And for Dana Zimmer, I'm Shanae Glasgow.
Keep up to date with us on our Facebook page or news3wyu.com.
Have a great night, everyone.